thought I should put out some random thoughts playlist where I just put in some of my random thoughts, and I think people should ask themselves the question, am I this type of person? Do I fit into this group? Or I am a whole different person? I think I'm at a point right now where peer pressure is not as huge to me as it was about, I think, a year or 2 years back. High school explodes peer pressure like on a really huge note. High school is the worst place you would want to be in if you are easily influenced by what other people are doing. And what I wanted to do is give you this overview of how I think you could overcome peer pressure. And taking it from me, I don't mean that people should do it how I did it. It's my way of doing things. So if you really think maybe my way will work for you, you could actually apply those things. So validation from people will destroy you. So you should first learn that you should never seek validation from anyone. If you're you, you should understand I'm me, and there's nothing else, there's nobody else other than me. It's all me. You should understand that you're you, you're unique rather, right? You'll never be like someone else. So you shouldn't start, acting like someone else. And I think a lot of people do not know themselves. And I think you should just sit somewhere with yourself, sit in a quiet corner and try to have a date with yourself. Because I'm at a point where like I really love myself. Like I'm at this point where I'm so in love with myself right now, even though things are not going good, even though I'm doing it, but I'm so in love with myself that I do not even see what I'm losing or whatever, because I'm so in love with myself. Because I think the real conversation here is there's a lot of people who are playing a game of doing things that are somewhat looking cool, so they want to fit in. And I won't lie, like there was a point where I actually was doing that, and that took me on a really self-reflective journey, of which I still am on as of this moment, of seeing who I really am as a person. And right now with this present moment, there's something that's going on, and I think I've realized that I'm actually at a point where peer pressure is actually not even something to me. Money Heist season 5, I think, I don't know, season 4 or 5 came out, right? And I'm going through my my socials and whatever, and I'm seeing a lot of people posting Money Heist stuff, and I'm like, look, like the reason I'm bringing this was I watched season 1 and 2 because of peer pressure. You understand? Like everyone will say this is lit, this is this is the best thing on this planet. I do not say it's not the best thing. I don't know. So so like, what happened was I noticed all this, and I do not even feel the need to watch it, because number one, I'm not a fan of movies. Like I've actually learned myself that I'm not a fan of movies, and I rarely even watch TV sometimes. Like I'm usually I fail to actually sit still, and not and concentrate on something like a single thing, like for a really long time. So my mind is always active and it's always up and about. So I just cannot, I fail to just sit in at a point and just concentrate for long periods of time. It drives me crazy trying to do that. So I think that's another reason why there was a lot of problems with me at school because I just failed to just sit still and just try, and it just drives me crazy doing that. So what I understood was when I saw that I didn't even want to watch it, even though each and every person in my DM and whatever is telling me that this thing is lit and all that, but I actually edited season 2 and I'd never even watched season 3, 4. Why would I dare bother myself watch season 5 now? So I'm thinking a lot of people, you see it in all the small spaces, and I try to look at it at a larger scale where these are the same people that might when maybe you're older or whatever, you see all your peer group is actually buying fancy things, they're married or whatever. You actually fall victim to those bigger life choices of marrying the wrong person, maybe because you saw that people around your certain age group are getting married at that point, so you actually try to push the agenda and marry that wrong person, which makes you live your life really miserable. So it's all in those small situations where if you get caught up in that new trend of whatever, if you easily get caught up into those trends, and I'm actually talking to those people actually doing things based on what your peer group is doing, and you don't like doing it, but you're doing it to fit into that peer group. It messes with me that people are actually living doing that. I'll not have peer pressure put me in positions I don't want to be in the next 10 to 20 years of my life, because people my age are doing this. That doesn't mean I also need to do this. So right now I had to cut off a lot of people like me to get to this point where peer pressure doesn't affect me a lot. I started noticing that people were taking and I was not receiving back any of I was not receiving anything back of value from a lot of people, right? So I thought, what's the use of me not getting something valuable from someone who I call my friend? And I just had to cut off a lot of people. I really did cut a lot of people, and that made a lot of people mad that, oh, you now think you're better than us, and you now think you're better than me and all that. And like, think what you wanna think. If you think I'm better than you or whatever, I did not say that. I did not mean that or whatever. But if you now think I'm better than you because I do not talk to you anymore or whatever, like, think what you wanna think. Don't give a fuck. But anyway, that's the point of saying, dealing with peer pressure, it's a lot of things you're trying to add in. You're trying to, build yourself first. Build yourself first. Second, try, identifying your likes and dislikes. And you do not need to, follow exactly what everybody's doing. There's a point where you just need to take your own path, understand who you are, build in you, just date yourself, have yourself time where you actually get to know who you really are and fall in love with yourself. Just because your friend is doing it doesn't mean you should do it. things pass you by. Some trends are not worth doing, some things are not worth following, pursuing. Just figure out, get to that point where you actually are in a school of yourself and you're learning exactly who you really are. Because I think that's the journey which never ends, the journey of learning who you really are. And I'd like to, for people, to get to a point where you actually know yourself so much that there is nobody and no one that can tell you anything about who you are. But reevaluating people in your friend. I actually think that you should not have friends. I've actually come to this point where I think that if you easily fall victim to peer pressure, you should not have friends. You should not have friends first, then build yourself to the point where you do not fall victim to it. And then you can start looking for friends along those lines, because you'll be moving at a path that is you, and your friends cannot influence you to do anything. And I cannot say that it happened overnight. It will not happen overnight. You will never, wake up and you do not fall victim to peer pressure. Peer pressure is a real thing, and a lot of us will fall victim to it, and it won't end until you understand exactly what you're all about. I hope this video was of value somehow to someone out there. Thank you for watching.